Steven. I am joined, as always, by the producer with the best hands in the game, the co-host with the most, my man, Kelly. Let's get to it. Huge weekend of combat sports we had. And the week, I think, more superseded the weekend with the exception of Survivor Series. We got the Grey Cup coming down today. Survivor Series today. NXT War Games going down last night was a huge thriller for all the wrestling nerds out there. Obviously, only the single MMA showing to note with Bellator as well. It wasn't terrible, it wasn't good. I think it was more of a flop just because it wasn't really accessible to the masses. But the CFL Grey Cup goes down tonight for all the Canadian listeners, where the Hamilton Tiger Cats will be taking on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. American fans don't have a clue what I'm talking about, but big deal up here in Canada. The Super Bowl of football goes down tonight. But let's talk some MMA news. I think it was kind of the most tweet-worthy event that went down this week, Kelly, was the Iranian Hulk. Sahad Garibi is saying, hey, I want to join MMA, but he's going to have to put his MMA hopes on the side for right now as he joins the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Going to be fighting in next year. Whether it happens or not, I don't know. You know, the dude was supposed to fight in KSW. Earlier, it was supposed to be announced this year against, who was it, Martin Ford. But unfortunately, that fight had been canceled. But apparently he's going to be fighting the Brazilian Hulk. It's rumored for bare knuckle fighting. Romario dos Santos Alvi, the Brazilian Hulk, versus the Iranian Hulk. I think he's one of those juicing up bodybuilders, so I don't think it actually gets sanctioned. You know what I mean? He's like one of those baby oil bodybuilders.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So how the hell is that dude gonna step in the ring? He's all fake muscles. You know what I mean? He's gonna like die from one punch to the arm or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's kind of silly, but that's apparently who he says he's fighting. But we'll find out. Maybe he can still cross promote with KSW, and still maybe we can see him fight Mariusz Pudzianowski. I think that's the only fight that really makes sense. You have this huge dude versus Mariusz Pudzianowski. I think would be probably KSW's biggest event ever. Freak shows, why not? Bring them on. I love them. I love the Freak show, and I would watch that. I would be waiting up watching that live. I can tell you that much. But let's break down who this dude is a little bit. Obviously from Iran, but he's only 27. Born in December 1991. Bodybuilder, obviously, that, came to huge Instagram fame just due to his size. If you haven't checked him out, check him out on the internet anywhere. If you type in his name, it's going to come up right away because this dude's just a freak athlete. But I just don't know, Kelly. You know what I mean? I think his size, obviously, is going to be a hindrance in the ring. If you've seen the pictures of this dude, he looks awkward as shit. How is he going to actually fight somebody, especially an MMA dude, at heavyweight?
Yeah, I just don't think he has a body for fighting. I think he's going to gas out too quickly trying to hold that much muscle. Just like every punch is just going to... I don't know, man.
Exactly.
And he's not even that tall. He's like 6'1". So he's going to be fighting, if he keeps fighting bare knuckle or MMA, he's going to start fighting taller guys with better reach that are just going to jab him. And like, I don't know what he's going to do. He I just don't know. Yeah.
No, that's a great point, Kelly. I think it really, when it comes to heavyweights, there is a size limit almost. When it comes, if you're not 6'4" and above, you're going to have a hard time at the heavyweight division because you're going to become, and chances are if you're below 6'4", and you're going to be in the lighter of the heavyweights. You know what I mean? The 220s to 240, really, that's kind of the lighter end. Really, 240 is kind of the sweet spot you really want to be, but you're going to be coming up against dudes who are 6'6", 260. That's going to be a tough matchup for anybody, no matter how good you are at your height and your weight. And this dude here is already at an automatic disadvantage. I'd like to see what his reach is, because it doesn't look good.
Can't be great, no.
But who does he fight? He weighs apparently 390 pounds, Kelly. Who can this guy even fight? You know what I mean? Who's even in his weight class? Aki Bono?
That might be his only advantage, because he either has to fight other bodybuilders who are going to gas out as well.
Yeah.
Or it's just going to be like people who are like really overweight, And
that's okay. I can see you're saying. I see you're saying like where he's more of an in shape overweight dude.
Yeah.
Really, just because of his overall mass.
Yeah.
That he could be taking on someone who's just straight up out of shape and overweight.
Yeah. I think that would be his only advantage. Like usually 6'1", you're fighting maybe middleweight.
Yeah, exactly. Even then, there's a lot of lots of dudes at 170 that are that tall. You know what I mean?
True.
But only time will tell. We'll see who he fights, and can he even fight in bare knuckle boxing? We'll find out. And I'm watching. I think that's what bare knuckle fighting went for here, was just to have some kind of freak show that people are going to tune into. I'm sure that the Bigfoot versus Gonzaga fight, a lot of people tuned into it just for the name alone.
And this will probably get more views.
Oh, tenfold. You know what I mean? You're going to have the whole country of Iran and the Middle East tuning in to it just because of his name. They're super nationalistic people over, like most countries are. But you're going to have that. So you're going to have, the European people tuning in. You're going to have people all over tuning in. All the people who follow him on Instagram who maybe weren't into combat sports would obviously tune in because they're a fan of his. Interesting to say the least. The biggest rumor of the week is going to be Joanna Jędrzejczyk challenging for the 125 belt and taking on Weili Zhang. And the rumor is it is going to be going down in Toronto come the new year. Apparently it's going to be February is the big rumor right now. I think it's just Joanna ruffling feathers and saying, I want my shot. This is a girl I think I can beat. But I think she's going to be in for news if she tries to take on Weili Zhang. I think she can go in with her kickboxing style, because I think Weili Zhang may just put her to sleep.
Yeah, I agree.
Weili Zhang, from what we've seen from her, she's just really, really hard puncher. Very, very tough.
She's the Amanda Nunes of that division.
Big time. Yeah, big time. And it's almost like Amanda Nunes as well, where it's kind of sneaky power. Yeah. You don't really expect it. It's not coming from the punches that you would expect the power. And especially, I'm not degrading women at all, but I'm just saying, especially in the women's division, to have that type of knockout power puts you on another level, and she's a champion for a reason. But I think it's a bad call out for Joanna, but maybe she's just trying to get that buck. She's just, trying to get that buck. But I don't see her winning that matchup, Kelly. How do you? Yeah. I don't.
She might have got her confidence back. I don't know, but that's rough.
Yeah, tough, especially to call out a championship bout this early. I don't know, but who knows? Stranger things have happened. Staying in the women's division, Valentina Shevchenko will be taking on Caroline Chukagian. Who? You know what I mean? I know, for the belt too.
Okay.
I know. How weird is that? You know what I mean? Isn't that weird? I know. I had to look up who this person was. I was like, I don't know who Caitlin Chukagian is. Or is it Chukagian? I don't even know how to pronounce her name. I didn't even really know she was really on the roster, to tell you the truth.
Only on a 2-win streak?
I know. 13-2.
2-win streak.
And it's not really even that the two women she just beat aren't really that tough. You know what I mean? Aren't really people, I would say, that would be anywhere near the top 5 of the division. Really. So she just beat Jennifer Maia by decision, and then she beat Joanne Calderwood by decision. She loses to Jessica Ai too.
Didn't Jessica Ai go to Bellator? Like, wasn't she cut basically?
Basically, yeah, exactly.
So she lost to her, and now she gets the title fight. That's cool.
Yeah, weird, eh? And by split decision too. And then she beat Alexis Davis, not very tough. Mara Romero Borella, she beats by decision as well. Does she have any finishes? Like she lost to Liz Carmouche too. You know what I mean? I'm just not seeing any names. She has been fighting in the UFC for quite some time. She has a good UFC record. So she's 6-2 in the UFC. Not a bad record for you overall, but not somebody that I see should be anywhere near the titleship contendership picture at all. Let's break it down here a little bit. Caitlin, the blonde fighter, Chukagian. I'm going to go Chukagian, I think is how you pronounce it.
Chukagian looks good.
Yeah, it sounds better.
Sounds good, sorry. 13-2,
2 KO wins, 1 submission, and 10 decisions. That's not really a stat that you want to see out of a fighter that's going to be like, yeah, this person's a great fighter that people are talking about, people are tweeting about, people are sharing on YouTube. And I don't see any real names to date that she's beaten. Now, the 2 toughest names she came up against, she lost to.
So was nobody wanting to fight?
I guess so.
They just had to give somebody the contract. I don't know.
I guess so. I thought that was a weird matchup, to tell you the truth. Like I said, I had no clue who the person was. I had assumed maybe there were fans out there listening to the show also didn't know. Well, now you know. She's terrible. There you have it.
But she's association with Team Hensel Gracie.
Yeah, fighting out of New York. Yeah, fighting out of New Jersey, actually. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't see her really giving Shevchenko any trouble at all. Shevchenko's so well-rounded, especially when it comes to her ground game. Her stand-up is so good. I think it's going to be a quick night. Another easy win for Valentina Shevchenko. Matchup that got announced this week as well. They're now starting to announce now the New Year's, all the stuff coming in for the January, February cards, which I really like. And it will be Rafael dos Anjos taking on Michael Chiesa, January 25th. I actually really like that matchup. Mark your calendars for that. That's going to be one hell of a barn burner. Two dudes at 170 that really need to make a statement, really. And I think, Dos Anjos will always be the ultimate gatekeeper for 170. And I think here Michael Chiesa comes knocking on that gate to get into the top 10 of 170. But I think the access is going to be denied. And I call Rafael dos Anjos submission. I'm going with submission in the third round on this one here. I think it's going to be Chiesa's size and strength may be a problem for Dos Anjos, but I think with Dos Anjos' tenacity, his in-ring experience, and just his stand-up game is so tricky, and he mixes it up so well with his ground game to get those sweet-ass submissions. I think it's going to be a submission victory come the third round for Rafael dos Anjos. How do you like that matchup, Kelly?
I could just see this being a war.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Mark your calendars. Your calendars.
That's a really good matchup. And
I think what that like you to add to your point, Kelly, which was great, is it actually could be a ground war, which is can be really good matches up to two dudes. Michael Chiesa is no slouch in the ground. He's very tough when it comes to the ground fighting, and I think we could see a good back and forth on the ground and a good back and forth standing up. So anywhere this matchup goes, it's definitely not going to be boring.
For sure.
Going down on the 25th. Of January. An odd matchup I thought was announced this week as well. Derek Lewis will be welcoming a new heavyweight to the division, and it is Ilir Latifi. Very odd one, you know what I mean? A dude who fought 185 to start off, Swedish fighter, he's like super short, you know what I mean? Moves to 205, you know what I mean? Because he really couldn't make that 185-pound weight cut anymore. He did okay in 205, but he did just get, knocked out by Ozdemir. But Ozdemir is such a great striker. It's no disrespect to be knocked out by such a masterful striker. But now going up to heavyweight and taking on none other than Derek Lewis? Whew. Does this guy owe money to somebody or something? Did he lose a bet to a UFC matchmaker?
Can't stay on his diet.
Whew. I know, but still, he is so short. I don't even think he's 6 foot. I think he's like 5'8". You know what I mean? So if you're that short, moving up to heavyweight, and then you're going to take on one of the biggest killers in the division in Derek Lewis, somebody must really hate Latifi. They really must hate him or something. I can't think of more of a mismatch in my entire life, really, of this one going down. But, hey, I'll watch. That's the thing. That's what I wanted to... That was kind of my whole roundabout way to say it. I'm kind of super weirded out by this matchup, but hey, I'm going to watch. I'm going to tune in. The matchmaker definitely was doing a lot of drugs that day when he called that... when he made out that one. They're like, Ilir Latifi versus Derek Lewis. But they're like, sir, Latifi is only 205. Well, he looks like he's going up to heavyweight.
We really like Derek Lewis. We need to boost those stats so he can stay in the UFC. His balls are hot and everyone loves it.
Maybe it has to do with announcement of Popeye's chicken teaming up with the UFC. You know what I mean? I could see that. Yeah. I could totally see that.
His balls are hot, his chicken's hot, and we're hot as long as he keeps fighting. Let's do it.
Hot chicken balls.
Hot chicken balls. I love it. Derek Lewis, hot chicken balls. Get them now. $9.95 every box.
Get them now. Oh my God, Popeye's chicken hit us up. Oh my God, I can't believe somebody must have thought of that before. They would have had to. That's such a good idea. Hot chicken balls, they're spicy.
Oh man.
Smoky flavored. You get different types.
Oh yeah.
4 for $1. 4 for $1.
Hot chicken balls in your mouth.
Oh my God. I don't know how we didn't think of that before, but well done. That makes sense. I'd buy some. You guys got a big picture of Derek Lewis smiling on the
that's good. The thumbs up.
Man, these balls is hot.
Yeah, a little speech bubble. These balls is hot.
Too much, man. Too much. This episode brought to you by beer. Molson Canadian. Refreshing. The Pepsi of beer. The Budweiser of Canada. Moving right along. Oh, probably the biggest announcement this coming out, with the Conor McGregor recently with his press conference saying he's going to be fighting in late January. We have it almost official that the biggest rumor coming in is going to be Cowboy versus Conor McGregor January 18th. So that's the biggest rumor coming out right now, that is in the works. I love the matchup for Cowboy to really get paid. I think that's the main reason why I like it. But the thing I hate most about this fight is Conor calling his shots once again. Is that the only way he's going to play ball, or is he just going to take his ball and go home every time? He's calling out, I think out of all the lineup right now, of all the people who have called him out, who do want that paycheck, and who are really the toughest fighters in the world around his weight class, Conor McGregor picks, I think, the easiest fight.
For him.
Yeah, for him. Yeah, for him. What are your thoughts on that, Kelly?
No, I totally agree. He's still picking his fights. He's not going to go against like a good wrestler or something like that. He's going against someone he knows is going to stand in front of him and just throw, you know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah.
It's pretty lame.
Yeah, I thought it was like, maybe a fight that could have really garnered attention, 2 years ago, I think would have been a great matchup. Maybe even, if you leapfrog to, 3 years. But it's a little bit annoying. I like the matchup in a way too, but also I don't like it. Like I said, I like it, because I think it will be a decent fight. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. But I think as a Cowboy right now, I think obviously he's just been fighting for so long. His chin has, definitely not what it used to be. The weakness to the body shots, I think, is the reason why obviously Conor picked this fight. I think he's going to work the body with kicks, work the body with punches, and hopefully get Cerrone down that way. I think, Cerrone does pose a risk, but in all Donald Cerrone's fights, he does take damage. And I think Conor McGregor is a dude who you don't want to take damage from.
And I don't recall Cerrone blocking a lot of kicks either. He kind of just tries to walk through them.
Absolutely, and
yeah. And people forget how good at kicking Conor is with his spinning back kicks, his like karate kicks, like it's snapping kicks, and he's really powerful with it too.
Absolutely, no, I totally agree with you on that. I think it's definitely one of his underrated properties of his game, just because he doesn't really use them that often, but when he does, they hurt. They definitely do hurt, and he's definitely not to be slept on when it comes to that. But I hope the bottom line is I hope Cowboy gets paid win or lose. I hope he gets $1 million win or lose. The guy's done so much for the UFC, but he's got to be. We've talked about it time and time again. When is he going to eventually start losing and have to go off into the sunset and retire? And I think it's great for him to get that good chunk, that retirement chunk, to go home with and feed his family. And live healthily and happily for the rest of his life. For the amount he has given to the UFC and the amount he's left in the cage, the amount of brain damage he's taken over the years, I think it's the least they can do for him to be able to walk off into the sunset. So mark your calendars for that one. So who knows? Any way you slice it, it's going to be a good match. It's going to be a good fight. And it's going to be definitely a good card. One of the biggest things I think it's almost as well is not a rumor as well will be Reyes will be taking on. Dominic Reyes will be finally challenging for the title at 205 against Johnny Bones Jones, February 8th. That'll be going down UFC. The date, the place hasn't been announced. I think it's going to probably be going down in Vegas because their winter series usually like to go to the warmer spots. So I think it makes sense. It's a slam dunk. Makes sense. Dominic Reyes is a super tall dude. He had, had tough times against Volkan Ozdemir. That was a terrible fight, but he's just destroyed everyone else. So I think it's really the only matchup that makes sense for 205 right now. Maybe John Jones does leave the division after this win. I really like the matchup, and I think it will be probably the biggest fight of the year. Easily with the 205 division really being that quintessential killer division. But I think it almost would be time for John Jones to move on after that, maybe move up to heavyweight. I think he's done everything in the division. He's done everything in the division. No one can get even a sniff of that belt when he's there. That's for damn sure. And I think Reyes is really the only guy that's come along in a long time since basically Gustafsson that I think even stands even close to a chance. I don't think when Gustafsson first fought John Jones and almost beat him up, I don't think anyone really saw that coming for giving John Jones a tough time. But the second time obviously was a total one-sided beatdown. And that's all really I can say about that one, really. You know what I mean? What do you like? Do you like that matchup, Kelly? Who do you think wins it?
I think Johnny Jones Bones is kind of like Ronda back in her prime when no one, expected her to lose or thought she would lose. So everyone's kind of talking about the next fight. I think Reyes is a really good fighter. It'd be interesting because he's a big guy, and the only people John Jones ever had problems against is like people his own size, basically.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be interesting, man. Yeah, you never know. He might lose.
I agree. No, I agree. Yeah, it's the only one that really makes sense, and the only one that's kind of been a challenge for him in a very long time.
Yeah, no, but yeah, I expect John Jones to win too.
Wow.
And he probably will go to heavyweight after.
Yeah, I just think he's just too well rounded. Where Reyes could probably be in for a long grappling night. You know what I mean? If anything, Reyes really hasn't shown any grappling. He did get kind of manhandled pretty good by Weidman in his last matchup. You know what I mean? Which Weidman does a lot of times, but John Jones is just as good of an MMA grappler as Chris Weidman, I think. And especially with his length and his height, I think it could make it for easy takedowns or easy clinch game, and I think that's what John Jones has got to do. Work him up against fence, get him frustrated, and then beat the shit out of him, really, and I think that's what we're probably going to see here.
I'm going to call John Jones by spinning back elbow.
Wow.
Spinning elbow.
You heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first. I'm going to say probably decision, unfortunately. We see John Jones go more and more to these decisions.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're going to see here. Odd announcement that I didn't even know Sage Northcutt had a relative, but he does. He has a sister named Colby Northcutt. And the only reason why I even know about her is because she is going to be fighting at 1FC. Kind of weird. Edge of Greatness against Putri Padme. Yeah, kind of weird. She looks, oddly similar to Sage. Like, look at the picture. They look like they could be twins.
Yeah.
And
siblings.
You know what I mean? So it's almost like she's only one in one no contest, and so she's one no contest and you know what I mean? Not really a lot to say about her, really. I just thought it was odd. I didn't even know he had a sister who was into MMA. She was obviously into kickboxing and karate as well. 26, fighting out of the States. But we'll see. Obviously, when they interviewed her, obviously, unfortunately for her, obviously, 90% of the questions were about her brother. So it's kind of weird. But 1FC, kind of a weird signing there, trying to just bring names in, but I don't see much of her. The girl she's fighting doesn't have a win, so it's kind of a throwaway fight, really. But I just wanted to touch base on
this. It's like Colby Northcutt, Sage Northcutt's sister.
Yeah, that's her claim to fame.
It's a description on
yeah,
Google.
That's too funny. But one thing I wanted to do was I've been trying to get to for the longest time here is the breakdown of Bellator 237, Fedor versus Rampage 237 going down in Japan 3 days before the Ryzen year-end show. And it's going to have a bunch of Ryzen versus Bellator guys, which I really like. We will see. They were announced last week. Where is it here? Oh, yeah, Goti Yamauchi, which is oddly enough, Yamauchi is representing Bellator. He'll be taking on Darren Cruikshank, who's representing Ryzen. So you see the Japanese fighter representing the American company versus the American fighter representing the Japanese company. I really think that's kind of funny. But I think Yamauchi is just so tough right now, so hot right now with his submission game. I see an easy win for him. Lara Joanne will be taking on Kana Watanabe. And I think that's actually a really good matchup for both those women. Both of them are really on great streaks right now. And I think it's really a good matchup for them. And I think that'll be actually a really good showing for the women's division for both companies, for Bellator and Ryzen. Lorenz Larkin will be taking on Kita Nakamura. I really like that matchup too. You know what I mean? I think that she's a tough matchup for Lorenz Larkin. Nakamura, more of a grappler. He has decent stand up, but I think he will end up wanting to ground and pound Lorenz Larkin. And then on this card as well, we see Michael Chandler taking on Benson Henderson for the belt, and the main event, which will be Fedor Emelianenko taking on Quinton Rampage Jackson. I actually really like that card. Bellator 237 already announced, already ready to rock. There's going to be the pre-fight before the Ryzen Bellator card. They're actually just the Ryzen New Year's Eve. I actually really like that one. I'm super excited for that card to go down. I just hope you can see it on TV. It's not going to be on god dang DAZN. I'm excited though. Really excited. That being said, let's talk some video games. Played a ton of games this weekend. Really got the full potential out of the Game Pass. Playing the shit out of it. But I gotta touch base. Morgan hates me talking about Orna, but man, do I love this game. I fucking love it. 200, Kelly. I hit level 200. It's like the game is like a brand new game again. I'm so strong. The Omnimancer is fucking awesome. Comes with a lot of cool spells too. Right off the bat, I get Summon Dead 2, which does a ton of damage. I'm really rocking dudes in the arena with it. But I get all these cool spells, Kelly, that's like, it's like fire and ice spell, or it's like ice and ground spell, or ice and electricity, and then, vice versa. So it's all these mixed up spells that if something's weak against both, it does double critical damage basically. So it does like double the damage for elementals, and it's just fucking the shit. It's so cool. I can't say enough good things. All my stats jacked up. I got some new cool items, but the coolest thing, man. I got the Gwyver too, which is the new pet, the new tough dragon pet. He just has changed everything for me as well. He does so much damage, Kelly, just for my pet alone. He doesn't heal me or do any dispelling on me, but the amount of attack he does, I don't need defense because he hits so fucking hard. But it's changed, man. I'm a bully out there. I'm taking spots left, right, and center. Kelly, nothing can stand in my way. I'm a fucking wrecking ball out there when it comes to taking spots. The dude who owns a whole place, nothing. He's nothing now. I can take out his spots. It may take 2 turns at most, like 2 times to attack him. But now I'm not like having to take like 4 or 6 times to battle this dude, to whittle him down every time, lose, coming back every day, fighting him again. Now I can do it in 1 shot, and if 2 at the longest, you know what I mean? It's just this son of a bitch, man. Inch by inch, I've taken back everything I had, my whole neighborhood I have back from this son of a bitch. Mile by mile, man. I've traveled and worked so hard at this game. And this guy, that was the one thing that this guy could never take from me, is I always fought back every time, no matter what level he was, or what level I became. I always fought back, and I never gave up in this game. And I've always been a thorn in his side. And now I am a serious threat. And that's just the funnest part. We can actually battle now. I don't care if he takes my spots back. I could really care less. Go ahead, take him back 1,000,000 times. I'm going to come back every single time. I'm coming for you. Lock up your wives. Lock up your husbands, because I'm coming.
Oh, man.
So it's just been such a good feeling, because really, you know what I mean? Everywhere I would go, I would travel, take a bunch of spots from dudes, and then every single spot I took would be taken back from me within a few hours. Not happening anymore. I'm just too tough for him now. I'm just too tough for him now. But it's just. But the weirdest thing is the guy must be on vacation or something. He must have been, because the day I turned 200 and started taking all these spots, he has disappeared.
Oh man, he's scared now.
I'm scared. I think he must be on vacation. He must be on vacation or something.
He moved to a new location.
He could have. Well,
he actually sold his house. He's like, fuck this. Sold his house, got a brand new location. He's like, I'm starting fresh, but at the same level.
Well, I think that, I'm wondering if that could be a little bit of it. He's just tired of fighting me. He's like, fuck this. He's got 6,000 spots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know how much time it would take to be watching those spots and to have me, sure, go ahead and take them. I'll just take him back the next day. You go right ahead.
It's finally given.
You know what I mean? I didn't really care about it because I could tell this. Like I said, I've said before in the past, this dude cares about it. He really, when he sees that notification that I took his spot, it bothers him. It never really bothered me because it was so normal. It happened to me all the time, so I kind of got over it. It never really bothered me. But New game. If you're out there, check it out. Orna. It's they've done a lot of new updates on it. It's really, really such a good game. If you're a traveler like me, I travel all the time. One dude in our group, Kelly's from Germany. He does the same thing I do. He rides his bike to work, and he takes the SkyTrain. Or he takes the train wherever he is at. You know what I mean? So he has a lot of time to be able to travel to actually play and enjoy the game, and that's how you prosper at this game, is by traveling. If you stay at home and play the game, you're going to think the game sucks. But if you're a person who goes out and walks, I enjoy going to walks and playing the game. I ride my bike and play the game, and I take public transit a lot. It's perfect for that. Obviously, don't play to drive, obviously, but I'm just saying, if you're you got somebody else driving, you don't soak it up. With that, Game Pass, it's gonna be a video game heavy show, I think, a little bit here. Just because of all the games I played. I downloaded Remnants from the Ashes, a game I downloaded through a request of a coworker because he got it for PC and been playing. It looked a lot cooler than I thought it was. At least the trailer was honest with the graphics. So what it is a 3-man co-op, and it's kind of like, if you could say anything, like it's like Dark Souls, but you're in a group. It's like Dark Souls co-op, where you kind of go into these different dungeons, different areas, and you fight these different kind of creepy bosses and different. But I found out very quickly how repetitive it was, and that's kind of what I didn't like about the levels. The dungeons are all very similar. They all look super identical. And you're pretty much fighting the same normal enemies. The bosses are very, very different and challenging and pose their different risks and such like that. The bosses are the coolest part about it, but the bosses, unfortunately, are the cherry on top. So really, you're slugging through the rest of the cake. You know what I mean? And really, it's not that cool. I quickly found out it was quite grindy. You know what I mean? And for a third-person shooter, it wasn't that cool. You get 3 different classes. You can pick like a shooter, kind of like more of a in-between guy that's shooting and melee, and then there's like more of a close combat melee dude who I picked, he's more of a tank style. He's higher armor, big weapon, shotguns, and pistols. It's kind of fun, you know what I mean? But like I said, it wore off pretty quickly. You got to get scrap, you know what I mean? You're always collecting scrap from dudes that you fight. This is just what it's called. It's so lazy. You scrap and you take it back to the main base, and you upgrade your stuff. You know what I mean? It seemed almost like a pay to win type game. You know what I mean? What you can't pay to win. You know what I mean? That's not like I would. I hate the pay to win games, but that's really what it seemed like. You get different weapons from bosses and shit like that. You know what I mean? I know you can get some cool gear down the road, but I didn't give it a fair shake, though. I didn't really play multiplayer. I played a little bit of it, but the thing I hate about those games is if you're not playing multiplayer with people you know, the matchups can be a nightmare sometimes, and they can take forever to get started. That's just the worst. I don't want to sit there 15 minutes, 10 minutes. I don't want to sit there waiting for that one dude on your team who can't push the goddamn button because he's looking through all of his fucking gear for 10 hours. It's like, we don't care. We just want to play. You can look at your gear when you're not in a fucking waiting room. Jeez Louise. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm preaching to the choir over here, Kelly, with you and your Apex stuff, right? But that's what I found with it. It just seemed like it was almost like a Vermintide too much, a little bit too. The bosses were cool. That's what I don't want to stress enough. The bosses were super cool and deadly and very hard. But the game was kind of difficult too. But it just didn't really wow me. I was looking for a wow factor. I didn't get it. And it is if you go in with low expectations, I think you may enjoy it. You got a few buddies who can want to download the game, or if you all have Game Pass, I think it'd be worth a few shots to play. It does get intense, and there's jump scare shit too, because the bosses will come out of nowhere against you. But I didn't really like it. I didn't really like it that much. I'll give it 3 stars, honestly, because it wasn't a very good game.
Damn. One of my favorite multiplayer games of all time is Division.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons it's one of my favorite is because you don't really need to go out with people. Like, you can go through lower level places, level up enough to take out, like the place that you actually want to go and do that mission or whatever. But it's cool because you just go into it and like you can just start taking out the low level guys, and you kind of work your way up to the boss, get your special gear, stuff like that, and you can head back and you like unlock different parts of of this base. Basically, you're building up your base and everything. And it's really cool because you don't have to rely on other people, but if they want to join you, then it just makes it a little bit easier, a little bit better, more fun.
No, that's a great point you make on that one, Kelly, because of this game, I don't think you really could play single player. You know what I mean? Which, really dumbs it down a lot more, too. So you're making just a straight-up multiplayer-only game. That's kind of lame. I want to be able to have the option to be able to play both, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make it so that, you know what I mean, that it's easier to attack, you know what I mean? Stuff's easier when you're by yourself, so you have another person join. All of a sudden, all the enemies are a little bit stronger. Yeah. You have a third person join, and all of a sudden, all the enemies are even more stronger. Just do it that way. But I felt like it was extremely difficult to play the game by yourself. Just, you know what I mean? Going through the levels was super easy. Battling the normal guys is super easy, but when you get up to the bosses, they can be kind of tricky by yourself, because most of them, they kind of come out of nowhere. They usually come up behind you, so they automatically get a super huge hit on you without you paying attention. Mm-hmm. You can't see them coming. And then all of a sudden you're bleeding or you're poisoned, so you got to run for it, bandage up, and then now the guy's on your ass. You know what I mean? It's a huge boss trying to attack you. So I felt like it was a bit weird like that. You know, you would have to have somebody watching your back. And that's kind of what I saw here. I got to play some Wargroove. Finally got to play it, and I really liked it. I thought it was a really, really fun little game. But the more I played, was the same like Remnants of the Ashes. The more I played, the more I realized it's not everything I really wanted. It's a bit more like the Age of Empires game that came out for Game Boy almost, which was actually a fun game. But it's not as so interchangeable with your troops like Ogre Battle was. Like Ogre Battle, you could move dudes in and out of these little groups and have these different groups you wanted. You know what I mean? You could have all pikeman group, or you could have a pikeman with some healers, or this and that. You could the groups you had were super customizable. The groups you have aren't customizable on this, but I really did enjoy it. Once I got past that, I was like, okay, it wasn't what I thought it was. It's still a really good game. You can use different things. It's almost like a chess match, really, where you have terrain upgrades. Obviously, if you're in the mountains or in the forest, you have a bit of a defensive buff against guys that just wanting to attack you. But using different troops together, I thought was really cool. Like if you pair two pikemen together, so say what you do is you move a pikeman up to battle, but you don't battle with him. But then you move your second pikeman up to battle. He automatically gets a critical boost, and when he attacks, he has a huge boost to be able to whoop the crap out of whoever he's attacking. And then vice versa, if those two pikemen are side by side and you're defending, they're much stronger as opposed to one strike pikemen, which I thought was a nice, cool touch. The warriors, like the basic troops, they get an upgrade for battling with your hero. So these little things, moving your pieces in, that's why I kind of felt like it was chess, moving your pieces into different advantageous spots, you know what I mean, but also taking in effect, thinking of the turn ahead or thinking of your enemy's turn. If I move my guys here, how is he going to move his guys in? And I really liked it. I really liked it. The unique units working together on the battlefield, I thought was a cool little touch to the game. Plus your hero is kind of cool. The way you take over buildings and you defend with these buildings, and how you can attack other people's buildings too. You get like one barracks where you can produce one troop a turn and money that way. And it was kind of like the War Tide. You know what I mean? Attacking and defending. It was a fun little game. It's a fun little game. Like I said, I thought it was much more than it was, but it is much more of a simpler game than I thought. Just going through the story mode right now. I haven't played I can't imagine how in depth and how much shit you get to use. Just going to the normal skirmish type mode, just when you take on a random computer or random computers on different maps and shit like that, which I think would be pretty fun. But all in all, I'm still gonna play more of it. It's a good little game. But with all that being said, Kelly, all the games I played this weekend. I played a ton of Terraria last night. I can't believe how much I played of it, man. I played a ton of it. So what had I done? I just been downloading a handful of games. I'll get this game. You know what I mean? Why the fuck not? I got the Game Pass. It's just time to download as many games I want, play a game for a day or two. But I didn't. That's why I didn't let Remnants of the Ashes get me hung up. I gave it a good shake. I just didn't play multiplayer. I gave it a good shake, though, of 2 days playing solid to say, hey, I don't really like it that much. You know what I mean? But I didn't want to keep thinking, you know what I mean? I bought this game. I really got to give it a go, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, normally, you just go and spend $100 on a game and it sucks. You're like, I really got to play this game to make sure I really know it sucks. You know what I mean? Like Fallout 76 was like that. You know what I mean? I'm like, I really, you know what I mean, was really hoping this was going to be a good game. And I played tons of it, and it was a terrible game. But I wasn't going to waste my time with Remnants of the Ashes. But Terraria, what a fun game. It's an old game, too. Like, if you haven't played it out there, folks, check it out. It's always on sale on Steam. It's always on. I think it's one of the highest selling games of all time just because of its price, and it's fun. Playing with my son, I think, is what's the funnest part about it because we just got a cool little base. We've just kind of been digging down and down and down, fighting different enemies. And I like the cool upgrade because obviously it's an updated version on the Xbox One. It originally came out on the 360. And that's where I played a ton of it. But on the Xbox One, it's really cool. I got like a snowball gun, which is super cool. It just shoots snowballs. And that's what you didn't see in the other one too. Was like you saw a little bit of snow, but it wasn't like actual snow level. Like you're just digging through snow. It's super, super deep. The ice forms on top of the water. But the one part I've always found about the game is the water. I've always loved, making all the water go right down to the lava levels, and then eventually, it'll the farther down it goes, it'll eventually crust over the lava, so you can make a lot of these lava levels traversable and be able to walk through them, because when the water goes on top of the lava, it obviously turns it into rock. But now they have ice, so ice forms on top of the water in the snow levels, and you can walk along it, but you can't jump on it. You know what I mean? Because you jump on it, you just break through the ice. So little things like that, you know what I mean? And just, it's such a cool little treasure hunting game. I think that's the reason why I love it so much too. Because you're just digging randomly through a wall, boom, you found a cavern. Boom, you found a secret little house in the middle of the ground, and you know what I mean, there's a chest in there with some cool shit. That's why I think they've upgraded on this one, is the chests really have some really cool items. My son got like this cool ice sword that shoots out an ice beam on it, and I got a cool trident that does a ton of damage too. So at least we got cool weapons, and we are going to play a ton more today, I think. But obviously Survivor Series, who knows what's going to happen today. The joy of the era of the PVR we live in. How about you, Kelly? Apexing it up?
Yeah, still playing Apex. I kind of given up on WoW for a little bit. Kind of tired of grinding, so I think I'm going to put that aside to maybe after Christmas and then start again.
You got to pay someone to grind for you.
Yeah, probably not. And then, I've been playing Apex, but I'm kind of getting bored of Apex too. They haven't changed anything in quite a while. I can't remember how many days are left on the battle pass. I think they're not going to change it till after December. But I've been playing ranked matches, got up to gold.
Nice.
I found out you can actually go down in rank and up in rank.
Oh, okay, so like wins and losses or inactivity?
I think like it just depends on how you do. Like one game I did terrible and I actually went down in rank a little bit.
Really?
Yeah. So then the next game I won. And I went like way up in rank again. But I think what happened was just because I dropped and they kind of killed me right away, the guys revived me and I dropped again. And then they're like on me right away again, died again. So I did pretty terrible.
Yeah.
Just due to circumstance. So yeah, I think you can go up and down in rank. But I am gold now. And one game, like the last game I played before this podcast.
Yeah.
I was Mirage. And last team was kind of like guarding the circle in the middle there. So all I did was use his invisibility cloak, run up behind them, shoot the one guy that was like kind of on a hill shooting down. I shot him in the back, dropped him. He had like gold armor, everything. Killed him right away. Reload, go up to the next two guys that are still shooting the guys that were like with me in the beginning, distracting them the whole time, thinking that somehow they knocked down the guy up there, I guess. So then I ran down, shot them in the back, and killed them. And then everybody's dropped, and I couldn't figure out why we haven't won yet. So then I reload, go back to the first guy. He's all healed and everything. So he must have had like a revive.
Crazy.
So then I had to drop him again and kill him.
Wow, his score's going down.
Yeah. So yeah, I went ranked up quite a bit. In
cool.
That one, yeah.
How is that? Is that like an item now, or is that certain? Only a certain class has that. Only a certain character.
The gold revive shield? Like if you always have like you can pick up shields on the ground. If you get a gold one, you can revive yourself.
Wow, crazy. Is it only a chance, or you can do it 100% though?
You can do it every time. You just have to hit like a certain button when you get dropped if you have the gold shield.
Wow.
And then it turns, I think, purple after you use it once.
Oh, okay. I see. That's cool though. Nice. I didn't know that. Nice. That's really cool. Kelly getting it done on Apex.
That flatline is a beast right now for some reason. So that flatline and the Peacemaker or Peacekeeper. Sorry.
Yeah.
fucking like top of the line right now. And then a charge rifle is pretty sick for sniping because it doesn't seem to drop at all.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so if you aim at someone's head with it super far away with a really good scope, you can actually do a ton of damage. Yeah.
That's cool. That makes sense. You know what I mean? Just for the technology. But that's cool. They keep tweaking the gun specs like we talked about before. They keep tweaking the gun damage and shit like that just to make it kind of still to make the whole game relevant. People are switching up guns all the time just because now this gun's good. Oh, now this gun's good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it just makes people keep on their toes. And there's just not one gun everyone's going for and everyone has.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna look for a new game for a bit. Might still keep playing Apex in the meantime.
Nice.
Like I saw this one game and it was free on Xbox. It's like this, what do you call it? Like a scavenger type game, but like you can kill the other people in the like this little arena that you get dropped.
Oh yeah. I can't remember what the heck that one's called. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's like a battle royale game.
Yeah. Even that, like, I thought it was better than it was, and then when I saw someone playing it, I'm like, it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
I don't know what the next big thing is. Maybe it's that Cyberpunk game. Who knows?
Yeah, whenever it comes out.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just get like Division 2 or something.
Yeah. Or even did you like Destiny?
I haven't played Destiny, no.
Really, not even the first one.
No.
It's really fun. You should check it out.
Yeah.
Destiny 2 is I think is quite cheap right now. The new Star Wars actually looks pretty good. The new Star Wars game actually looks pretty decent. But yeah, Destiny's actually really fun. You may like it actually. It's very customizable. You know what I mean? Different classes you can pick for your dude. It's kind of like a mixture of like the old Star Wars games, but more like with mixed in with Borderlands.
Okay.
But the graphics are really good. And but it's a lot like Division 2, just more obviously spacey.
Yeah.
Because like that same angle, the over the shoulder type third person. It's a good game, really good game. Oh, but I can't wait to play more Terraria.
I like that new Star Wars TV show, The Mandalorian.
Oh man, I know I don't have Disney Plus yet. I'm gonna get it soon. It looks super good, man. I can't wait. All the previews just look amazing. Like it's an actual fucking movie.
I wish they were longer episodes, kind of like Game of Thrones.
That's what everyone is saying. Yeah. Everyone's saying like, "There's not enough of it. We want more." Like really, how good of a problem is that, though? Right? You know what I mean?
I think they almost make them a little too short, though.
Are they just like half-hour episodes, like like 25 minutes?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Like I'm sure when they put them all together at the end of the season, maybe it makes it a whole movie, but. I don't know, man. I'm so used to like super Game of Thrones length TV shows.
Yeah.
And then even Lord of the Rings was like a 3-hour long movie by itself. So 25 minutes just blows by, man.
Yeah, big time.
Especially when the show's good.
And it's all action and shit too.
Yeah.
What do you remember that it was an animated series for Star Wars, the Clone Wars?
Oh yeah.
Remember it was like the same animation as the Samurai Jack series?
Yeah.
And I love those, man. Those were I think those were only 15 minutes a piece though.
Oh damn.
But at the end of the season, they released like a whole video of it, a DVD of it. And that was the coolest shit. Super intense, great animation, great battle scenes. It was just 15-minute battles every time. Just a full straight up battle between these different Jedis. I thought that was a really cool series they had done with that. I really enjoyed those a lot. Star Wars just pisses out money. Anything Star Wars could do, you could have fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi on the toilet taking a shit for 15 minutes, and people tune in the whole time. I can guarantee it. You could have a show where just R2-D2 just standing there, just fucking making noises, and people will watch it. Shit's good. People love it. All right. Back by popular demand, reviewing the reviews. Gonna go back to America. With one, going a little bit off the normal norm we normally do. With Panda Express. We don't get them up here in Canada, but I'm sure just like a million of these different, like Chinese style, pick your combo number 1, 2, or 3 style food. Or style number 1 is one beef, 1 meat, 1 vegetable. Combo number 2, 1 meat, 2 vegetable. Combo number 3, 2 meat, One vegetable. Very sophisticated system here. This one here, we're going to LA though. Panda Express, Los Angeles, California. 3.8 stars out of 764 reviews. A lot of 5 stars, oddly enough. A lot of 5 stars. Kind of weird. But I love this one here. I'm going to go to read this one here first because it's a 3-star that's very confusing. Very confusing 3-star. SL, 61 reviews, 187 photos. You know, this guy's got 3 times more photos than he does reviews. 3 stars a month ago. So greasy. Chinese takeout food. What more do you want to know? The food tastes great, and then your stomach hurts 30 minutes later. Are sure to get your order wrong every single time, even when you watch them do it. So aren't you going to say, no, I don't want that? You know what I mean? Aren't you going to say something?
I watched you put the wrong stuff on my plate, and then I waited till you got to the till to tell you.
I didn't correct you. Weird. That's just kind of odd, you know what I mean? Like, why would you just let somebody, why would you let somebody, give them 3 stars? So you're saying, like, it's terrible, like, it tastes good, it's terrible for you, super greasy, and they mess it up, 3 stars. This guy is hard to disappoint.
Still,
you know what I mean?
So good, though.
I know.
He's so fucking
the
good.
taste is giving this guy 3 stars. We've seen people do 1 star for less.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know it's gonna fuck up my stomach, but man, it tastes
Not
good.
even 2 stars. I think that would consist of a 2-star for me. This guy, you know what I mean? He needs to go back to review school. All those reviews. He needs more reviews, less photos here, bud. Come on.
He's like, it's the wrong order. It fucked up my stomach, but it tastes so damn good.
Exactly. I was on the toilet for a week, puking and shitting, but man, did it taste good. Tastes as good going up as it did going down.
I should have paid for it twice.
I'm stealing from them.
Oh, shit.
That's just weird. I gotta sell, like, on a side note, there's always this guy. I go to McDonald's because the McDonald's right now in Canada, I don't know if you get in the States, I'm sure they do, but it's like $1 for a coffee. I'm like, how can you go wrong for a large coffee for $1 from McDonald's? It's good coffee. So I've been going in only when it's $1. I'll go in when it's $1. And there's always this other guy that's always ahead in the line with me. He's some construction worker or something, and he always pulls like the shadiest, dirtiest move every time. So he'll get like a meal, and it's the same thing every fucking time with this guy. He gets a meal, a breakfast meal, and then just as he's handing them the money, he's like, "Oh, and I'll get extra cheese, an extra sausage patty, and an extra hash brown." Just as he's already placed his order, Egg McMuffin with a coffee. And they're like, okay, yeah, $4.57. So just as he's handing the money, oh, and I'll take this and this and this, in the hopes that they'll be like, okay, whatever, we'll just run the order through and give this guy his thing. So I think that's why I think that's why he's pulling this scam every time. Is that sometimes it works, but the last few times they've caught on to his shit. They've caught on to his shit. And they're like, okay, and they'll just ring up the order again with all of his extra shit. So it's just sleazy move. Sleazy move. You're really working over McDonald's with that strategy, bud.
For a couple bucks.
I know, exactly. That's what I'm saying. For an extra, like, you're doing yourself a disservice by getting that extra sausage patty. That joke's on you. You're gonna eat that. Sleazy move, but back on track here. Panda Express in LA. I love this one here. 1 star. HH, 3 reviews a month ago. I love this one, Kelly. I love this. This is just psychotic, and it has nothing to do really with the food itself. I went to restroom. It is vacant and need key. I cannot use. This is all like bullet form with periods at the end too. They made sure to put that period at the end. I asked the restroom key. She said, just wait. We've waited for about 5 to 10 minutes. Doesn't care about me. My husband asked in an angry tone. A male employee came to open the restroom. Wanting to use the restroom and waiting is one of the worst feelings. Over a bathroom. 1 star. They're going to give him a review. You know what I mean? Over a bathroom. Who waits 5 to 10 minutes for a bathroom, though? Seriously?
Who rates a restaurant,
yeah,
especially the food,
over
the bathroom? Like,
I know. Over a bathroom.
The bathroom. Congratulations. It's a 1-star bathroom.
I know. Exact 1-star bathroom just because they wouldn't give it to me. You know what I mean? How weird is that?
Oh, what a psycho.
I know, and just the way they wrote it too. That's how I love about this segment too, Kelly. Is you can really tell just the way they decide to write it, like it's all bullet form. You know what I mean? All like it wasn't like sentence after sentence after sentence. It was a sentence, going down in a row, and that right there you can just tell like they're point blank forming a hard case of why this place only gets a 1-star due to their poor bathroom facilities. Love this. Oh, this is a good one too. Oh, so close. Oh shit, I found it. I found it down the road here. So close. I was going for the the one review, the first and only review of the person. Here we go. AE 4 reviews, 1 star, 2 months ago. The owner of this panda should go to the one on Figueroa near USC. He's gonna learn what good cooked food is and great service, and hopefully he can train his staff better. The food is terrible, and the girls are not good at service. 1 star, and someone gave it a thumbs up, too. So suggesting they go to another Panda Express. This guy knows his Panda Expresses, and this place let him down. I'm giving him a 5 star for an honest review. He's trying to help him out. He's coming up with solutions for him, too. He's like, listen here, bud. This is how you do it. I'm not going to piss and moan, but here's what you need to do to change your attitude.
It's not just coming up with problems. He has solutions.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's a good
rating. That's what I'm saying. It's not just someone pissing and moaning and hear their own voice. They're coming up with solutions for you as well. Oh, shit. Here we go. This person here, they're E11. 1 review 16 hours ago, too.
Wow.
16 hours ago.
It's coming at you live.
Yeah, I know. She is. She looks like that'd be like breakfast time, though. 16 hours ago?
Yeah.
Because it'd be 12 would be 2 that'd be 2 a.m. No, it's my mistake. It would be like right at, it'd be 2 a.m. minus 6. So in the afternoon. Yesterday afternoon. My mistake. 2 stars, 1 review. I love this first review, and I think they need this is a true definition of they need some more experience with the reviews here, Kelly. They need some more experience with reviews. Ordered over the phone, food sucked. My boyfriend ordered teriyaki chicken and it was burnt. I ordered egg rolls and they didn't ask if I wanted chicken or veggie, and when I opened my plate, I was surprised to find a soggy chicken egg roll. So it's their fault.
Oh,
it's Panda Express's fault that they didn't ask you, do you want chicken or do you want a veggie egg roll? Knowing full fact that this person needs a vegetable type, a vegetable option on the menu. You know what I mean? They're ordering it, Kelly, because they want the veggie one, and they are a vegetarian, and they know they can't eat meat. But they aren't going to go to the extent to say, hey, can I get the veggie spring roll? Not, can I get egg rolls? You know what I mean? They should have known of my personal choice to be a vegetarian, and since they didn't ask me, I rolled the fucking dice, and I ended up with a chicken egg roll. You know what I mean? How typical California. That's what I love about this. They didn't ask me, so I'm going to get the wrong one on purpose. You know what I mean? How stupid is that? When I go to a restaurant and I want a specific type of thing, I'm going to ask for that specific type of thing. And I'm not a picky eater. But when I go to a place, and I'm just going to go to a place, I want sushi. I'm going to go to a sushi place. Yeah, sushi, please. Rice rolled up in something. You're supposed to know what I want. You know what I mean? You got to ask me what I want. Ridiculous. And teriyaki chicken is supposed to be a little crispy. It's supposed to be a little bit charbroiled a little bit. That's what makes it teriyaki. But I'm giving her 1 star. I'm giving her 1 star because, Kelly, it's not the best review. Go back and learn some reviews. Do some more reviews of different Panda Expresses. Come back to us when you're better. 1 star for you, ma'am. Love it. I'm gonna round it out though. I'm gonna round it out here with just 2 more. I'm gonna do this one too. This person RP 1 star. 2 months ago, they got 87 reviews. Their review is short and sweet. Nah, I'm good. Staff is nice. Staff is nice, but nah.
Nice.
Beautiful. I love that. But the 5-star review, here we go. OD, 8 reviews, 1 photo, 5-star, 1 month ago. The branch is best. I always eat every day. Clark manager is best. This guy loves it. He eats there every day.
Wow.
He even took a picture of the food. Okay, let's take a look here. Maybe because he's so nice, unlike these other people, maybe they give him a little extra sometimes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he eats every day.
Typical. It looks typical to like all the ones up here in Canada too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chow mein with rice, and he got the full meal deal. It looks like he has 3 different types of meat and chow mein and rice. This guy knows how to eat. Oh, good stuff. Panda Express knocked it out of the park. That was a good one, Panda Express. I really liked I like you guys' moxie down there in California or wherever else you do it, and did a great job. We'll be right back with the breakdown of boxing and Bellator after these brief messages. Are you tired of boring chicken? Blah! This chicken is bland and disgusting. Spice up your life with Derek Lewis's Hot Chicken Balls. Boy, oh boy, they'll have you screaming, "These balls is hot!" Try flavors today in Buffalo, Chipotle, and my personal favorite, Southern Barbecue, Spicy Hot. At a Popeyes location near you. Get them today before these balls is gone. And to wash down them spicy balls, be sure to go and grab yourself a cold glass of water at all Popeyes locations today, either from the tap or the bottle. We got you covered. Water! You can drink us many different ways. And welcome back, folks. Hope you enjoyed our messages and go grab yourself a cold, tall glass of water on the house. Tap water, that is. Breaking it down here, folks. Wilder versus Ortiz 2 went down last night, as well as Bellator going down across the pond in London. MVP versus Melillo. But let's break down boxing first. Did you watch it, Kelly?
I did not.
It was 2 minutes and a quick knockout. It didn't even look like much of a punch to me. Deontay Wilder. Yeah, that was it. That was the only thing.
Okay.
Wilder getting the quick knockout, 1-punch knockout. He kind of threw a few feints and a few touching jabs before that, but it was actually the first punch basically of the fight, knocking down Ortiz. Didn't look like much of a punch to me, if you ask me. You know, I've seen a few different angles. It's barely glancing, and like that mascot on that Mexican TV show, the guy gets dropped quickly by Wilder's punch. Ortiz going down. Not a very lackluster, very very lackluster. A lot of people were like excited. Like I said, it looked like a bit of a fix for me. To tell you the truth, boxing is pretty shady, and this one looked a little shady to me. And they're like, because all the talk leading up to was people wanting them to get you to bet on Ortiz, because he was kind of an underdog, but he wasn't like a total like full blown out like the other Ortiz betting odds. So I think it was almost a little bit of Vegas having a little bit of something to do with this one. But other than that, boxing not getting it done again. But let's break it down here. Bellator London, MVP versus Melillo. Michael Venom Page taking on the late replacement in Gianni Melillo. It actually wasn't a bad card, to tell you the truth. The one fight that really stood out to me was Robert Wetford over Sam Sicilia. That was probably the Bellator fight of the year. Did you catch that? Highlights of that one, Kelly?
I did not.
It was really, really good. Sam Sicilia just really putting on Whiteford, just really beating the shit out of him, almost getting the knockout a few times. It was a super back and forth brawl, really. But Robert Whiteford just getting the knockout right with 5-6 seconds left in the third round. Kelly gets the knockout over Sam Sicilia. They were going toe to toe. It was crazy. They were throwing caution to the wind. That's what you want to see in these lower level cards, especially for two dudes who got to be hungry. And we see Sam Sicilia just get tagged just a little bit too much and get knocked out in the end. Good fight. Charlie Ward losing a decision to Petro Panini. Wasn't a bad fight. That was a close decision as well. Tim Wilde beating Charlie Leary. Denise Kindholtz tapping out Sabri Sengul. Sabri Sengul, they were both kickboxing champs, and Sabri Sengul coming in just a bit too aggressive, not respecting Kindholt's stand-up, and she just gets tagged with a crazy overhand right from hell. Drops her, and really she couldn't get her bearings about her after that crazy knockdown. Gets a beautiful key lock, a really slick key lock, and going for a submission against a stand-up fighter like that, it was a very smart move for to get the quick key lock submission over Sabri Sengul. I know this fight was a real marquee matchup for him as well. Soren Bach taking on Terry Brazier. He takes the decision on that one. It was a good back and forth war too. This was another war. Just that's the only problem with these Bellator's wars. You only want to see so many of them. You know what I mean? Before really you're like, I really don't care. On to the next fight. Fabian Edwards beating Mike Shipman by split decision. That one really didn't get much play on that one. I didn't see much highlights for that one. It didn't seem like it was that great of a card. I think it was obviously because it was kind of, Fabian and Mike Shipman here. They were both, really two dudes who really needed this win badly, and I think that's what we saw. But Michael Venom Page getting a knockout. He knocked him out and broke his jaw in 3 places against Gianni Melillo. But, the last second replacement, they still have it as the main event. MVP isn't really the fighter that I really like anymore after that terrible knockout. It's not what have you done for me. It's what have you done for me lately. It's not in that at all, really, when it comes to MVP. But you lose that badly. When you come in to, dude, you almost lost to Paul Daly, and then you get knocked out by who? What the hell is his name? He's the champion now.
Lima.
Yeah, Douglas Lima. You get knocked out by Douglas Lima, and then then Bellator just keeps giving you more and more cans. It's always been your thing, is that you just keep fighting these fucking cans. And here we see one hell of a can. Really, in Giovanni, the Punisher, Melillo. Lost to Michael Page, beat Will Chope by decision. Fought really in the Italian. This is Bellator debut. And I know he was last second replacement, but they could have at least brought in somebody that was half decent. 13-5, fighting out of Italy, obviously. But really hasn't fought anywhere near the talent like someone like this. Will Chope, really, that's about it. And he barely beat him. So it's another can for MVP. Not really that impressed, and here we have it. Card was okay leading up to that. I just think it really deserved a true title, not a title shot, but a true main event. I think is what this card really needed. Well, but we got some good MMA coming down next weekend, or kind of the UFC lull before the December cards. Really, right now, lots of shit coming down though with obviously tonight with the wrestling is really ramping up. The NXT just getting such a huge push with everything, coming over with the invasion angle all week, last 2 weeks, and really getting wins, which is weird. So I think that their day is due, and we've seen, if you've been a wrestling fan, if a dude's 1-1 that shouldn't have won, he comes up to the pay-per-view, it's time for him to lose. I think that's what we're going to see here as NXT is going to take a tumble tonight at the Survivor Series. Can't wait to watch that, but I actually want to play more Terraria. I think I'm going to end up not playing. I got too much shit to do on the damn weekends. God dang it. Hate that. But I'm super excited for that. Just want to give a special shout out to everyone out there listening. Tune in every week. We love you. Fucking what a great show we had today. I really, really enjoyed it. always every week with Kelly and doing this crap and cranking shit out. The reviews was so much fun every week. Hit us up on Twitter at @new podcast. All the new listeners out there, thank you for tuning in. It's just we keep getting more and more popular every week, and I'm really, really loving it. It's a great feeling in my heart. I know Kelly feels the same way. That it's putting all this together for you guys every week. It's a lot of fun, and I'm just glad you guys welcome them into your headsets every week to listen to me babble on and on about sports, funny shit, and video games. Really, video games. Good chunk of video games this week. Which with the lack of MMA, always find a way to talk about something. You don't need to help me with that. Oh shit! Anything you want to talk about, Kelly? Anything you got in your mind, man?
Oh, I think I'm good. I think I need to take my Ruckus out for a ride so it doesn't seize up like the. I guess if you let it sit for too long, the car can have problems, stuff like that. So.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I think once a month is definitely you want to fire it up once a month. Maybe just at least give it a quick little run around. The neighborhood or something like that. The side roads or whatever, right?
Probably could do that tomorrow.
Yeah. Is it insured for the year?
No, but I can take it around the complex.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what I've been doing once. Last month I did it too.
No, that's a good idea. The speed bumps will help it out too. Work it all out and get the bumps in it needs and kick it up a notch. No one's gonna stop you. But they're cool for a little rip around that, rip around like that. You need like a little trailer for it or something now.
Yeah. Have you seen that new Tesla Cybertruck?
Yeah, that's fucking hilarious. I know, eh?
I like it. I don't know.
Oh my god, it does. It looks like it's from an N64, terrible N64 futuristic game.
Yeah. What I like about it is I think the 500 mile range one.
Yeah.
It's a tri-motor. And it can haul 1,400 pounds.
Yeah.
The body cannot you can hit it with a sledgehammer. It's not gonna get fucked up. Where people take their doors off Jeeps when they go mudding, so they don't get their doors fucked up. This one you never got to worry about it. You don't have to worry about people keying it.
Yeah.
It turns into a pickup truck. When you're going off roading, it can fucking do anything like a Ford Raptor can do, probably faster. It beat a Porsche, a brand new Porsche off the line. It gets to 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds, I think it is.
Crazy.
It has a lot of good things, but the thing is with the body, how you can just beat the shit out of it is nothing's gonna happen. I love that. They had to do a design kind of like what they did to. They kind of built the frame from the outside, instead of the inside. So in order to do that, they needed straight lines and everything.
I see.
I
see.
mean?
Yeah.
So the design is part of the safety part of the whole thing.
Well, that makes sense. That makes sense.
It's an ugly design for some people. I think it looks pretty badass, but yeah.
I think the thing about it, they keep coming out saying these low prices.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's only gonna be $40,000.
That's for the bottom.
Of course. But then when the car actually comes out, it turns out to be $60,000 for the bottom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They did that with the other car too. You know what I mean? That was their big thing. We're gonna come out with an economy electric car. Everyone's gonna be able to buy. Yeah. And then at the end of the day, it came out. It wasn't that. You know what I mean? I think at the end of the day, you really got to think obviously how much gas you're spending. If you have a long commute, say you're driving from one far end to another far end, it makes total sense. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because your car payment, sure, it's gonna be more expensive, but your car payment will be paying. You could pay your car payment with the gas you're saving.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? That's when it makes sense. It totally makes sense. But for a daily commuter, that's the thing. That's when you want these types of cars. Is a daily commuter, not going camping or not going on a trip or something like that. You know what I mean? I get actually going on a long trip could work out if you got to plan your electricity stops. So that's the only thing.
Yeah.
You have to plan your fill ups, but still you're obviously more limited to what you can do when it comes, especially if you're going to more of the backwood places that we have around here. You know what I mean?
I think my favorite quote on the whole Cybertruck thing was this one guy wrote, I forget his name, sorry. He wrote, I hate this truck. I hate that I'm going to get this truck. I hate that it's going to be my favorite truck of all times. I hate this truck. Something like that.
That's hilarious.
It's it was pretty funny. It's pretty funny because I felt the same way, except I'm not going to get it. But
yeah,
it's kind of it's so ugly, but I still like it. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think just because it's different.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Everybody just copies each other basically. So like every pickup truck's gonna look the same. Every subcompact almost,
Of course, and it is different. But even like the actual like the Teslas that are out now, the car and the SUV, me personally, I don't think they look good either. Too, I don't think they look that good.
Yeah, I like the new Roadster that's coming out.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Oh man, it looks pretty sick. But other than that, yeah, I think their cars look pretty standard, almost like
that's what I'm
Honda
saying.
Civics.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They just look normal. That's what I'm saying. They don't look anything fancy.
A whole bunch of new technology in it.
Yeah,
and I'm sure it's like super fun to drive.
Yeah, battery technology is just going through the roof right now. It's gonna take over everything.
Yeah,
I think that just the main thing when it comes to battery technology, everyone thinks it's better, but I think they just got to find better ways to recycle these things. Because I can see a lot of batteries ending up in a landfill.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a Tesla.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Roadster.
Yeah, that looks really cool, like a Maserati mixed with a Porsche. That looks really cool. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, apparently they're like gonna be stupid fast, like
I bet.
faster than a Lambo or like a Bugatti or
Crazy.
anything like that. Yeah.
That looks really cool. All right. Well, that about wraps up the show. Great show, man. We ran on this one. I feel like I could go like for 2 more hours. Well then, for producer and co-host extraordinaire Kelly, my name is Steven, and you've been listening to the